Ni hao, and welcome back to the second Chinese campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. The first one got cut short by the release of patch 1.6, so I started a second one, and now it's time to actually start the campaign and get some action. The Chinese 1940 campaign is nice in that you start out at war with Japan, so there's no faffing about trying to get a war started. We're gonna have it right off the bat. And there we go. Our fleet is ready. Are we gonna send out some ships? Yeah, I think we are. Let's see, where do we have stuff? Got some submarines here. Let's see. Let's just find the Japanese Navy. They're kind of all over. So we're sending out these submarines here. They are mine-laying subs, so they're gonna lay a big minefield here. This submarine can chill out here. I also have a submarine that can hang here. And what else? I think I can send these two here. And this I will call the first squadron, or task force 1. They can go here, and I think we're just gonna start out trying to attack Tsingtao. So we're gonna use both task forces for that. I do not want them joining together. I want them to be two independent task forces. So if one starts running really low on ammo, I can send it home to port for repair and rearmament. Where are my light cruisers actually? One in Weihai Wei, one in Tianjin. And I got two in Hangzhou. I think I want to add one light cruiser to each of these task forces, just for some extra submarine protection, because I know the Japanese have quite a few submarines. They got, let me see how many, if the game will just respond. Here we go. Yeah, 21 submarines. Can I initiate that invasion now? I think I can. Where's Penghu? Okinawa. There's Penghu. And of course here's Okinawa, but it's Kiachao Bay. That's the one I want. So that's the one we're gonna try and take, even if it takes more tonnage. Might not be able to get it. So let's try and also, no, that was my one political action this turn. So next turn we're gonna try and make friends with the US, and maybe also Britain and France, because they are kind of close to going to war with Japan. So it would be helpful if we could give the Japanese some more enemies. Well, let's see. In being. I want everything on sea control. It's gonna cost me a bit more, but not that much more. it should generate some convoy missions and such. Let's go. Let's get the party started. And it looks like we just found some oil in central China. That is great. Okay, new passages. All the different straits and channels. Of course, they do open up before 1940 in this game, but you get the pop-ups after the first turn of a campaign, no matter when you start. I guess unless you start before they actually open. We've got quite a few things here. Let's do the submarine first. 2 of my submarines versus a couple of transports. 3 transports, sank 2 of them. We got 2 convoy battles. We got this naval invasion that is really not being very successful, but that's because there's an enemy fleet in the zone. Let's do the battle first. We got the battlecruiser Yangzhou of the Beijing class, supported by a light cruiser, going up against a heavy and 2 light cruisers. And that's 460 million for a Japanese heavy cruiser. That's more than twice what mine cost. And 331 million for a Japanese light cruiser, also more than twice what mine cost. But they are faster, so if I do end up with a 1v1 light cruiser fight, I will not be able to run them down. Let's fight. As I do end up getting more money during the campaign, I will be able to refit a lot of my ships to give them better engines and make them faster and just in general better. But I just needed them to be really cheap initially so that I could actually afford to build them on turn 1. And isn't this... It's kind of weird in 1.6. All the hulls seem to have major forward offsets. See here, the Citadel is centered towards the rear. The engine compartment and funnels are also quite a way back. But that's what I had to do to make it balanced. So, yeah. Yeah, it's got diesel 1 and semi-oil. I think with a couple of refits, with diesel 2 and oil 3, I can make my light cruisers quite a bit faster than what they are. Is the enemy running away? I mean, I promised you a fight. No, they're coming closer. There will be a fight. Or are they coming closer? No, I think they are. "16 kilometers away from that heavy cruiser." Let's send out our underwater torps. There we go. Enemy cruiser has been identified. Well, they are now identified immediately in 1.6. Not a whole lot of armor. 8-inch guns. Firing high capacity and capitalistic 1. Okay, I'm not super impressed. Can slow you down a little bit. 27 knots, that is your cruising speed. And just have the light cruiser spot for the battle cruiser, I guess. Oh yeah, we got only cadet crew. Because Chinese, excuse me, crew training is not great. The Japanese also have cadet crew. I hope that's not a patch change where all crews now start at cadet level instead of trained. Nico Shirana is trying to run away. Yangzhou, speed up and pursue. No, it's not running away. Did you have torpedoes, Nico? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yangzhou, you're getting a bit close here now. No, no, no. Keep your main guns on the heavy cruiser, please. Do not switch targets. Also, do not follow. That's not my intention. The thing is that whenever these light cruisers appear from the smoke, my ships treat them as new targets and they get prioritized with main guns. Secondaries on the light cruiser. Thank you. And torpedoes on the heavy cruiser. Let's take a look at the Japanese light cruisers. What are they all about? 7.7-inch guns. That's a decent looking light cruiser. No armor. And you got 14.8 kilometer torpedoes, 12.7 kilometer torpedoes. I think my battlecruiser can take on these light cruisers with its secondaries. Which it's in the process of doing that, which is good. And we've got incoming enemy torpedoes. So we're gonna turn. Oh, they're aimed towards the battlecruiser. My torpedoes seem to not want to launch, but they're aimed at the enemy heavy cruiser. Also, please, to keep the main guns on the heavy cruiser, not the lights. There we go, got some torpedoes away. Altay is taking some hits, flooding. Oh, I think this might lead to the loss of a light cruiser. Potentially. Luckily it's quite cheap, so if we can only sink one of these Japanese ships, it should be a good trade in our favor. Why are you firing HE, you muppet? Have you been firing HE the whole battle? I think you have. Gave you such good AP for a reason. There we go, flooding on Nikoshirana. Secondaries on the light cruiser. Scoring good hits on that heavy cruiser. Let's turn again, because I think there are torpedoes incoming. Luckily, this tiny battlecruiser is really maneuverable. So I should be able to dodge torpedoes even if I spot them late. Oh, Altay. Sorry I couldn't save you. Altay sinks. I should be able to build more. Nico also goes down, so we are even now. I can go through these light cruisers' armor with my high explosives. They are all out of torpedoes. Oh, no, that's not good. That's a flash fire. That's most of my main gun ammo taken out. Where did they pen you? Where did that go through? Oh, it doesn't really say. Well, it probably does, but it's further down the log. Well, that kind of sucks. That's a few months of repair for the Yangzhou. Hopefully she can get the flooding under control. Hopefully we can land a couple more good hits on Ottawa. Secondaries on Kinu. If she can make it out alive after sinking one or both of these light cruisers, I think that will still count as a win. Because she's not that expensive. Just a little bit more costly than the enemy heavy cruiser we sank. Ottawa goes down. We could end it here. And just limp back, lick our wounds. I think we will. That is a victory. Lost one very cheap light cruiser. They lost one kind of expensive light and a kind of expensive heavy. Very nice. Well, not very nice, but well, kind of nice. It's okay. Having only cadet crew definitely doesn't do me any favors, though. So we now got a little bit of naval prestige, and we slightly reduced our unrest. Here we go, another Beijing class battlecruiser, supported by 2 lights, a DD, defending 9 transports. Here we got a light and a DD defending 15 transports. That's a pretty good DD by the looks of it. It is really fast. Twice as expensive as mine. So yeah. I wish I could say it's a quantity versus quality thing, but the Japanese seem to have the upper hand on quantity as well, because they've got a way bigger navy than I do. Let's see if we can protect our convoy. Can the DD actually fight an enemy DD? Not so sure. I'm hoping my light cruiser, if not pestered by enemy heavy cruisers, is actually able to go up against an enemy light cruiser, despite being cheaper. It should have some more firepower, at least forward facing, and it does have more armor. Although the enemy lights have 7-inch guns too, so the armor, which is maxed out for this hull, still not really enough to stop that much. They're not running away, are they? Here. They are running away. I thought you were attacking my convoy. Japan. This is not very Bushido. Well, they are running, which means I'm not even gonna bother pursuing them, because they are also faster than I am. So I'll just set them to follow the convoy and wait for the end battle thing. Not sure if this is gonna count as a victory or a draw. Realistically, it should be a victory, given that, well, they are supposedly attacking my convoy, but not actually bothering to attack it. Okay. Alright. Is my crew pool still... Yeah, cadets. Other convoy mission featuring the other battlecruiser going up against 5 light cruisers and 2 DDs. Let's see if they run away this time too, or if they actually show up to fight. Alright, let's organize. Beijing, the task force flagship, she can handle herself. Yihulu, how about you just stick with the transports for now, and if I need you, I can call you back. Light cruisers can scout. I'm being spotted. Cruising speed. See the pinks. There they are. Beijing is firing HE, which is okay for light cruisers. 30 kilometers. Yeah, I can pen. You can pen with HE. That's a pretty cluster of enemy ships. I might want that DD with its torpedo swarm. Now the challenge now with these light cruisers is that they have underwater torpedo tubes, not deck launchers, so they don't really have such a good angle for the launchers. But it's just a trade-off I had to make, because the deck launchers were too heavy. There we go, Jinjing. It's launched. Zhaojiang is launching. Secondaries on the DDs, please. Will my torpedoes actually hit anything? They're kind of spread out. Now my DD is luckier in that is... oh, might get something here. My DD actually has deck launchers. So she might have an easier time getting a launch. There they go, 5 torpedoes out. No, that's 10 torpedoes out, isn't it? Should be. Don't think they're gonna hit anything though, because the enemies changed course. Yeah. We can try again later when the torpedoes rearm. Come on, Beijing. I know you have a cadet crew, but please try and hit something. It was an overpen, but I think actually if you fire HE, you would have better luck. Like that. Well, they're actually going straight for the convoy. Convoy attackers actually doing convoy attacking things. Imagine that. And we're about to bag our first light cruiser of the match. She goes down. Miyoko next. Let's take a look at these Japanese DDs. What kind of torps do you have? 11.3 kilometer torpedoes. These are fast torpedoes. That's a lot of torpedoes. That's a lot of torpedoes. 21 inch. That's an 18 torpedo salvo. Not a lot of not a lot of firepower, but some firepower. Not terrible, but definitely a torpedo focused DD. If they had long range oxygen torpedoes, those would be really scary. Especially going at 39 knots, they'd be hard to stop. I think even with relatively short-ranged fast torpedoes, if like they swarm my gun line in a larger battle, don't think I'm able to stop them easily. I think my my light cruisers need some new targets here. I think we need to take out these DDs before they just launch a swarm of torpedoes into my my convoy. Yeah, transports are about to take some torpedoes. We can live with that. One transport down. Okay, they just blew a whole load of torpedoes trying to hit my light cruisers. Okay, I'm gonna have to attempt to thread the needle here with the Beijing. Luckily, again, its tiny size is proving an advantage. We get some torpedo hits on an enemy light cruiser. I don't think that was one of my torpedoes. Okay, I kind of forgot about my my little DD here. Which is now rearmed. And main guns on the enemy DD, I think. Oh, the Beijing is taking fire. Beijing is taking torpedoes. Another transport lost. Yeah, it's that huge forebelt on the Beijing that is just really not holding up, even against light cruisers. So we're gonna see if we can fix that in a refit. I know they're cheap battlecruisers, but they're still battlecruisers, and they are still a little bit too costly to be this vulnerable to light cruiser guns. Another transport lost. Miyoko sinks. Main guns on Tona. Secondaries on the DD. Beijing needs to maneuver again, because that's a huge spread of torpedoes. That's one DD dead. Come on, light cruisers. Beijing avoided some more torpedoes. And the Maki is now defenseless, ready to be gunned down by my light cruisers, which can now move on to fight the enemy light cruisers, helping out the Beijing. Yeah, we're out of no, not quite out of HE from Beijing. Almost, but not quite. Let's go back to auto. I think Tona is gonna go down. Beijing, you can switch to the other one. It is now the last one left. Excellent. I was getting worried when I saw the Beijing take a lot of flooding damage, but luckily the structure is, well, kind of intact. So the repairs should not take too long. Just as mentioned, I need to armor up the bow a bit, because there's so much front section in front of the main belt. Yeah, we're just overpenning with AP. So why not just fire the last of our HE and get this done? And I think it is sinking. And there she goes. Excellent. That's more like it. I would almost say this is a very expensive DD, but it's like not really. If you compare it to what my my late game DDs cost in the Italian campaign, this is not too bad. It's just my my Chinese ships are very, very cheap. So who did the most here? I think it was yeah, Beijing. But well, the light cruisers did quite well, actually, with their 7-inch guns, fighting the enemy DDs that were mainly killed by, yeah, 7s. Alright, not bad. Very nice. So now we got some naval prestige. We got the unrest down a little bit more. How's our shipbuilding capacity look? Not bad. We don't have that many ships being repaired, and the ones that are being repaired, not that heavy. Yangshu 4 months, Beijing 2 months. And light cruisers 1 month each. Okay. So we got some money now. 1.2 billion. A decent monthly balance. So we're gonna build some more of these light cruisers, just because they are inexpensive. They've got good anti-submarine stats. And I just lost one, so need some more. We're just gonna go all out and build 7 of them. Yeah, why not? How much is that gonna cost me? Not much. Not much. They are really affordable. Add 2 to Shanghai. And 2 to Haichao. And then just spread the other ones kind of around. There we go. Could I build even more? I think so. I think the Beijing class battlecruisers are not bad. So, we're going to expand the navy by 2 more. One in Hangzhou. One in Jinshu. Yes. And if that was not enough, my 2 task forces now have 3 battleships each. I would like them to have 4. So we're going to build 2 more Timus. Shanghai and Haichao. Yeah. And plenty of capacity to spare. Plenty of money to spare. Let's go next month and possibly see if we need to build some more DDs as well. Let's go. And wow, that's a lot of stuff happening. There's stuff all over the place. First, we're going to lose a couple of transports. And then, It's time for Timu. It's Timu time. Yeah, I think we can gun these down quite easily with this huge task force. Alright, the Timus are teaming. We're going to team them this way. 21 knots. Let's just have the heavy cruisers follow. It's kind of uninspired, I know, but still. And the light cruiser as well can just follow the heavies. The DDs. I'm gonna need some torpedo action. Actually, belay that. Light cruiser will scout. Because they're all hiding in smoke. The magical smoke that is more effective than chaff at defeating radar. They better not all be running away now. There we go. Okay, let's select our targets. Jiamusi, you're gonna target the DD. Heavy cruisers, you will also target the DD. Timus, you're gonna target some light cruisers here. DDs, you will also target light cruisers. And you are aggressively launching. And smoking. Just getting away. Oh, you darned smoke. Now everything is gonna target that one, isn't it? Oh yeah. And now all my torpedoes are gone. Oh well, I just hope the torpedoes hit something. That's a whole lot of torps coming in. There's also quite a few torpedoes coming in. It is night. Why are you firing AP? You could just overpen with, well, not overpen, but actually pen with HE. We're gonna be okay with these torps. No. The last one took a big torp. My light cruiser can fight these DDs just fine. Didn't take too much damage from that though. Lost that light cruiser. But the enemy just lost a light cruiser as well. And one of their DDs not looking too good. Yeah, I think things are going to be better when I get some more crew experience. Tsingtao probably gonna eat that torpedo, but it's gonna hit an already damaged section, so it's not too critical. Let's split you guys up. You two are gonna accelerate and hopefully avoid the torpedoes that way. Tsingtao. Why does this come on like by default? Cannot avoid this because her rudder is out. One heavy cruiser detach. Start hunting DDs. I don't want the entire heavy cruiser squadron involved in that. Can the Tsingtao survive this? Or is she gonna flood? I think she is. Yeah. So I need to build another battleship. If only that smoke cloud hadn't hidden the targets just before my DDs launched, would have been able to spread the torpedo targets out a little bit more and maybe score some hits. And we're gonna focus that guy. One DD down. You just launched. So we're gonna turn. Yeah, minus 11 draft. And that's the second DD down. So, loss of one battleship. But again, it's kind of an inexpensive battleship. Sank 4 lights and 2 DDs. So that is a victory. Normally I wouldn't call losing a battleship and light cruiser against 4 lights and 2 DDs a win. But in this case it just kind of is. Just because they are so affordable. Then again, I don't have that much money. And I think that's it for this episode. This is going to be a slightly bigger battle. Tenryu class battlecruiser. 13.1 inch guns. 12 of them. Decently fast. More of these Nikoshirana class heavy cruisers. So we're actually outnumbering the enemy. But yeah. These are some seemingly pretty good battlecruisers. But then again, they might not be. Max armor is only 12.5 inches. And most of the armor might be quite a bit thinner than that. So, that's for next episode. And I think next episode is gonna be mostly battles. No, most of these are submarines. We're gonna have one meeting and 2 convoy battles, and then a bunch of submarines, and then we'll see what else. Maybe some refit designs, maybe a fresh DD design. Now that I've got more money to build something slightly better, we'll see. Goodbye, and take care.